II is not just a memory in the coastal mountains of Brazil. The date is April 22nd, 1978. The place is a small hotel outside Rio de Janeiro. A noisy party at the Hotel Till is broken up by police who discover the people are celebrating something odd. The 89th anniversary of the birthday of Adolf Hitler. The raid resulted in the capture of a wanted Nazi named Gustav Wagner. The capture was made possible by Simon Wiesenthal, who is known as the Hunter, for he has brought more than 1,100 Nazi criminals to justice. In Vienna today, World War II is not just history. Every corner of the city holds memories of the war, especially for those who cannot forget. Simon Wiesenthal cannot forget. It would be easy to say that what motivates Wiesenthal are his nightmare memories of the war. But many others have vivid memories of the Holocaust. Yet Wiesenthal is the only man who remains as a Nazi hunter. From the beginning, what drove Wiesenthal was his will to impose justice. And from the beginning, Wiesenthal's will for justice has been matched against Josef Mengele's will to escape it.
Josef Mengele was a doctor of philosophy and medicine who performed horrifying experiments on humans and was responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. Simon Wiesenthal's training as an architect would have little bearing on his life's work as an international detective. Josef Mengele allowed himself to be caught up in the Nazi tide. Simon Wiesenthal had no choice.
Mengele's life as a Nazi criminal began at Auschwitz. 5 million people died here. Every day, trainloads of men, women, and children arrived at this train siding. When people stepped off the train, the man they were most likely to see was Josef Mengele. He was always immaculate in his sharply pressed uniform, and he was always unruffled as he decided each person's fate. If he would nod to the left, it meant hard work and starvation. If he would nod to the right, it meant a brief walk to what people believed were showers. Either way, the results were the same. Today, in a quiet corner of Vienna, there is a woman who remembers the totally unemotional character of the Angel of Death. Dr. Ella Lingens was a prisoner and physician at Auschwitz who was forced to work as an assistant to Josef Mengele.
Well, he was, you might say, especially bad because you felt that he was a cynic, that he didn't believe at all in the idea behind this extermination of Jews in the way the others did. As somebody told that he had once said, he didn't despise the Jews, he didn't think they were inferior, what all the others really believed. But he said, no, there are two gifted people in the world, the Germans and the Jews, and it's just a struggle for world domination, and one of them will win.
The Germans did not win, and Mengele saw it coming. He realized that the Russians would soon reach Auschwitz from the east. So he headed west, towards the Allies who were liberating Europe, and towards his home. While the entire continent was reeling from the shocks of war, Mengele actually had his Auschwitz chauffeur drive him home. Home was near Munich, in the Bavarian town of Günzburg, where the Mengele family owned a large factory and was the largest employer in town. Even today, In Search of crews encountered outright hostility when trying to film there. Mengele would remain in Günzburg totally free for almost 6 years. Just after the war, Mengele went largely unnoticed in the crowd of Nazi criminals and it was not until 1950 that his name came to prominence in connection with Auschwitz. Mengele then fled Günzburg with the aid of Odessa, the secret SS organization that helped its members escape Germany. He went to Italy, making the border crossing at Reichenpass, near the northern Italian town of Merano. From Italy, Mengele sailed to Buenos Aires, Argentina. He arrived here sometime in 1952. Mengele found it easy to hide in Buenos Aires. Large German migrations in the last century created what are now substantial German colonies in South America. These colonies were natural havens for Nazis on the run at the end of the war. Mengele not only lived here on Sarmiento Street as a free man, but actually practiced medicine without a license in this house. He is reported to have met in this palace with Argentina's then president, Juan Domingo Perón. With this kind of protection, Mengele felt completely safe. But he could not know that his safety was only temporary. In Vienna, Mengele's movements had been carefully reconstructed at a place called the Center for Documentation.